vinyl community, Dr. Dove back with you again. This is a bit of a VC video with a difference because I'm not going to be doing an update. This is a response video to Ron Mylungpuppy's items that you have that nobody else in the VC has, or most obscure item you have, anyway, Ron Mylungpuppy himself, he's shown some very interesting obscure stuff, obscure but interesting. A lot of other people, Derek, a lot of people have done response videos, so I thought it's about time I'll do one. Now, instead of focusing on just one item, I'm going to kind of combine this also as a response to Freddy Bigstar 1000's Gimme Ten, because I can't really do a Gimme Ten Impulse or Gimme Ten ECM response video because I don't have enough. I've only one item on Impulse, a CD, and I think of about 6 ECMs, so I can't really do a Gimme 10, but I will do this Gimme 10 items which nobody else in the VC has, or at least which I don't think anybody else in the VC has. Now, some of these it's very strongly possible that somebody in the VC has them, but anyway, also some of these are things which I have shown very recently, so apologies for that, but I'm going to start off with a cassette. This is something which was released, I think it came out last year. Was it 2014 or 2000? Or maybe it was 2013. Anyway, recently, on Soft Corridor, which is a Belgium-based label who specialise mainly, I think, in cassettes. Now this is by Gail Gimp, who, according to the release notes, she was an English experimental musician who died in 2010 at the young age of about 30. Supposedly this is a tape of recordings that was found that she made back in around 2000. Reading between the lines, I strongly suspect that she didn't exist, that she's just that they just made her up, and that this is a new recording, but I mean, it doesn't matter. This is one of 60 copies, so only 60 were produced, very, very limited. Musically, this is very kind of reminiscent of Nurse with Wound, kind of, something that possibly Stephen Stapleton might have done, and it's only one of only 60 copies, so I think very strong possibility that nobody else in the VC has one, but I could be wrong. I haven't been able to play this in a while because my tape player is, I don't have a functioning tape player at the moment. I did have one which has gone a bit, it's not working properly. It ate another tape, but anyway, that's item number 1. Item number 2, okay, I showed this very recently. I did show this only about 2 or 3 videos ago, but nobody else, and I mean nobody else in the VC has this. Whatever happened to Cuckoo, Anthony and the Alcoholics? So this was produced. This was produced by a guy called Anthony McCarthy, who's from here in Cork. He's no relation to me, even though he's got the same surname as me. This was produced back in 1985, and it's a kind of weird, kind of spoken word, kind of wacky kind of a thing. And he has gone on to record stuff under the name De Confidence, spelled D-E Confidence. But this was an early thing that he put out in the mid-80s, and it is extremely obscure. I put this up on Discogs just to catalogue it, just to let people know that it exists, basically. So it is up on Discogs now, but before that, you'd be hard pressed to find out any information at all about this release. Again, now the next item again is something I've shown only very recently, but apologies for that. But I mean, for this trade, you just have to show this item. This is Here and Now, an introduction to modern music in schools by John Painter. John Painter. This was not released for commercial. This was not released to be for commercial sale. Basically, it was released as an educational record to be distributed to schools. I picked this up for €2. It is very, very rare and very collectible, as is pretty much everything else that John Painter did. Again, this was not on Discogs, but I have put it up now on Discogs, where it's gotten quite a lot of interest. It's quite a lot of people have put it in their want list, but I'm not selling it. It's an absolutely unique item, which I think definitely nobody else in the VC has. Okay. Moving on. Staying with 7 inches, the 7-inch format. The Reducers, Man with a Gun. This is a punk single released in 1979. Reducer is a band from Lancashire in England. Kind of typical of, those kind of independent releases from those kind of DIY. The sleeve is DIY. It's kind of hand folded. It was released on, I think, what is it again? Vibes Records and Tapes. And I don't know if anybody else in the VC has this, but it's strongly possible that they do, but I've never seen anyone show it. And it is pretty rare. So the Reducers, Man with a Gun. Okay. This is an interesting one. This is on it's very strongly possible that somebody else out there on the VC has this, but again, may the vinyl gods strike me down with thunder if somebody else has this. But this is on Transatlantic labels, and this is by the Black Country 3, a self-titled album. This was released in 1966. I have read somewhere that this is one of the rarest albums on the Transatlantic label. If you just notice the logo there, that is the old Transatlantic logo, which was used up to maybe about 1967 or thereabouts. Yeah, so this is again, this wasn't on Discogs again, so I added it myself. I do whenever possible, when I pick up something that's not on Discogs, I do whenever possible try to add it on to catalogue it, to add it to my own catalogue, and to let people out there just know, who might be looking for it, just to know that it's, or that it's out there, So yeah, so Black Country 3, folk group from the Midlands, the English Midlands. This is an excellent album. It deserves to be more widely known, I think. This is now this is again another item which I'm pretty sure nobody else in the VC has, because this is not very well known. This is by a guy who goes under the name Stano. His real name is I think his real name is John Stanley. He emerged from the post-punk scene in Dublin, Ireland in the late 70s, early 80s. He was in a few bands. This was his debut solo album, and it's got this kind of mouthful of a title. Content to write, I dine in Weathercraft. Or yeah, I think I got that. Yeah, okay. This was released in 1983 on this Irish label Scoff. Yeah, this is kind of reminiscent of early Cabaret Voltaire. There's a bit of an Eno ambient influence in there as well. Yeah, this particular pressing is extremely rare and goes for quite a lot on Discogs. There is a British pressing as well, which came out. I think it's got a different cover. Yeah, it's got different. British pressing I think came out maybe in '85, and has different artwork to this. I forget now exactly which label it came out on, but yeah. So I don't think I've ever seen another copy of this in the wild, but it is definitely something I think that nobody else in the BC has. Okay, moving on. Bear with me. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, some of these items I've shown fairly recently, but also some stuff coming up which I haven't shown in a while. Yeah, staying with another Irish release. This is something that I found in a charity shop maybe about 2 years ago. Picked it up cheaply. It's got by a guy called Aiden Bartley. Aiden Bartley and the Slave Girl. And it's called Struggle and Malarkey. This was released in 1990. I think it's a private pressing. Moon Records. I think it's. I don't think that's an actual label. I think it was just this guy himself just self-releasing this album under that name. But it's kind of. Yeah, it's also got an insert. But yeah, it's kind of it's in this genre which is known as raggle taggle. It's a genre which emerged particularly popular here in Ireland in the late 80s, early 90s, and strongly influenced by the Waterboys. This kind of mixture of indie rock and folk elements, with this kind of folk Celtic kind of thing. Very much a genre that divides opinion. Yeah, it's a good enough album. Like, there's some pretty good strong songs on this. But I've only ever seen one other copy in the wild. Actually, fairly recently, at a record fair. I did see another one for sale. But yeah, so it's something. Again, I think, strongly possible that nobody else in the VC has. So now moving on to Germany, Krautrock. Yeah, so Krautrock, you know, a genre that you know, it's in DC terms is kind of a word that sets vinyl collectors' hearts racing everywhere. This is a pretty interesting item. Now this following record, I actually bought this online, and it belonged formerly to Stephen Stapleton of Nurse at Wound. Stephen Stapleton, he, for the last 25 years or so, he's been living in Ireland. He actually lives not too far from Ben Costello, and Ben, you have met him on 2 occasions, so Ben has kind of gotten to know him kind of pretty well. But I bought this on Discogs. I didn't actually know that it was him at first, but it's by a band called Panther. This is a release from 1974, and again, this is another private pressing. Now it's called the band is called Panther, and the actual name of the album is sorry, I'll just get it's a bit hard to kind of read the writing there. It's called We're Woolen Allays. I actually forget now what that means. We're Woolen Allays. Yeah, I remember when I got it, I looked it up online, but I've actually forgotten. But there's a label. As you may have guessed, this group were kind of strongly left-leaning in their politics, and you know, they were kind of part of that whole kind of German kind of anarcho left kind of counterculture movement. And you may notice, anyone who's kind of familiar with the, you know, the history of Germany in the 70s and the Baader Meinhof group will know that this cover image is based on a famous wanted poster which featured the Baader Meinhof gang. This actually, it's a very interesting sleeve. Folds out like this, and you can see all these images, kind of this collage of stuff there, images there. Bands, there seem to be about 100 people in this band, and you know, they appear to be one of these kind of commune kind of groups, a bit like the original Amandul before they split. Yeah, it's very kind of reminiscent, the sleeve art kind of punk, by the way. This came out in '74, but it's kind of very strongly reminiscent of, you know, the kind of artwork that you would see kind of, you know, in a few years' time when punk came along, you know, that kind of DIY kind of thing. There's Nosferatu. Yeah, so musically it's kind of a mixed bag. It's not as experimental as you might think. Musically, when I played it the first 2 songs on it, I thought to myself, geez, this sounds like Status Quo or something. But you know, the rest of the album is better. It's kind of hard rock, kind of boogie rock, and you could kind of say it is kind of influenced a bit by maybe the Stooges or the MC5, but there is also a kind of more conventional blues rock kind of thing running through it. But anyway, for the purposes of this thread, it is a very, very rare and unusual item, and I don't think well, I definitely don't think I've seen anybody else on the VC show it. So Panther with we're woolen allies. Okay, staying with Germany for my next item. Now, it's strongly possible that perhaps somebody out there has this next item. I don't know. I've never seen anybody show it, but I mean, it is, you know, it is strongly possible. I won't rule out, you know, the fact that somebody may in the VC may have this. But anyway, this is by a band called Cinto. Is that the, yeah, that's the front. This is called Right On Brother. This was released in 1972 on the Philips label. So yeah, so this group, German-based but multinational. Their members, I think some of them came from the States. Yeah, so multiracial and multinational German-based group. I wouldn't quite call them Krautrock. You know, musically this doesn't have much in common with you know, other German-based groups of the time. I wouldn't really compare this, you know, to it's kind of bluesy progressive rock. Maybe kind of, I could probably compare it to maybe Traffic or maybe Family. But anyway, it's pretty rare. I picked up this one pretty cheap, but it goes for a good bit online. And but anyway, again, for the purposes of the thread, I've never seen anybody else in the VC show it. So anybody watching who has it, you know, so let me know. Okay, that's 9 items. So on to the final one. Okay. Okay, so this is oh no, sorry, no, that's not. Sorry, just 2 more items go. Sorry. Yeah. So again, now this item, again, is probably quite likely that somebody out there has it, but again, I've never seen anybody show it. But getting back to our friend Stephen Stapleton, Nurse with Wound. This is a collaboration that he did with okay, hate when that happens. This is a collaboration that he did with Graham Bowers, a Welsh noise artist. Now this was released in 2012. Now there is a regular vinyl edition of this album, but this let's take that out. This particular edition is a limited special release of I think it's 350. I'm not sure. Just 2 seconds. There is an insert in here with the number. Okay, so okay, where is it? Oh yeah. So yeah. So this, okay, it's one of 300. So 300 copies. Each of these 300 copies have a unique signed art print, which is signed by both Stephen Stapleton, that's his signature there, and Graham Bowers. So this is number 87 out of 300. It's also got this other really interesting kind of photo insert. As I said, there is a regular vinyl edition of this as well, which does not have the signed art print, but and it's look, I haven't seen anybody else show this on the VC, so again, anybody who has this particular kind of signed art print edition numbered, just let me know. But I've yet to see anybody show it. So it's so this is it's kind of a concept album dealing with the experiences of somebody who suffered a stroke. So so it's not laugh a minute, as you might expect. It's kind of, Stephen Stapleton, kind of modern classical, experimental, very challenging work. But again, for the purpose of of this video, I think one that's strongly possible nobody else on the VC has, and I'm talking about the numbered signed edition, and it's strongly possible that somebody might have it on CD or have the non the non-numbered version. Anyway, on to the last item. This is a group from Finland, who I've seen live a few times. They're called KXP, and they are very good indeed. Highly recommend everyone to check them out. This came out in 2012, I think. This is a KXP3, so their third self-titled album. Now the reason I'm showing this is, now the album itself, I imagine a lot of people probably have it, but I don't think too many people have this edition, which comes with this carrier bag. Not only does it come with that, it comes with a CD of the album, and it also comes with a KXP patch. Now, I don't know how many editions of this particular, how many copies of this were released with the bag and the patch and stuff, but it hasn't been updated on Discogs, so I don't know. So anyway, run to about 28 minutes. Okay, so that's my contribution to Gimme Ten, Ron Mylungpuppy shows something on the VC that nobody else has. So hopefully this will have been an interesting experience for you all. And let me know, anybody watching, let me know if you have any of the items that I've just shown. So thanks very much for watching, and take care.